Compassionate loving is one of the most important types of love there is, simply because this type of loving has absolutely nothing to do with us at all. The willingness to show caring and authentic compassion for another human being is one of the most underused forms of love that is available to us as human beings in today's world. This type of love is not about receiving. It is about showing genuine concern or care for someone else who is hurting or going through a difficulty. The beautiful part about compassion, that first of all being that it is the closest relative to love that there is. The greatest part about compassion is that it does two things when we're practicing. We are showing others that we actually do love them and that we do care for them. The other thing that it shows us as human beings is that we are loving people and that we are learning to love ourselves through this process. We cannot love others until we learn to love ourselves, and compassion is the quickest way to acquire a greater relationship with both the person we are being compassionate towards and to ourselves. Remember that when we're being compassionate, that it's incredibly important that we be ready to listen, not just hear, but listen with our emotions available to the concerns or difficulties of this person that we care about. Even if it's a person at work and they're having a really rough day, their child is very sick, or, they had to put their dog to sleep, or whatever the case might be. These are painful situations. And if you find yourself in a position to be of assistance, to be that kind heart, to listen to someone else's difficulty, this just makes the world a better place. And if I'm in a position to listen to someone else's difficulties and it makes them feel better, and they can somehow get through that day a little easier simply because of my willingness to listen and offer sometimes advice, sometimes none at all. This is of benefit not only to them, but to me and to the world that we both participate in on a daily basis. Listening is the key. We tend to, as human beings, we can be listening and then suddenly, we'll get off track and we'll think about whatever's going on in our own life, or watching something that's happening that is outside the framework of this connection that we have with this person. So listening is very, very important, because the person that is sharing whatever they're sharing is aware of whether or not you care, whether or not you are actually listening to them. And if you continue to show your interest and show that you are listening, they will continue to share. And this is what we want. We all know, actually, that when we keep things to ourselves, we just carry it around in silence and suffer silently. And if you happen to be in a position where you can lessen someone else's suffering simply by listening, this is in fact a beautiful, beautiful thing. The other thing that's very important about being compassionate and loving through compassion is reassurance. not all of us are going to be able to have an answer or, some brilliant piece of information that's going to suddenly fix their problem. But the authentic ability to reassure the person that everything is going to be okay and that you are there for them is massively important. And although the person who may be in difficulty might not show you or say to you, I appreciate what, listening to me and so on, trust me when I tell you that they do. This is Keith Kayle.